Hello and welcome to our review for the sixth episode in the seventh season of the 100. We just got done watching Nakara, and I have to say I really enjoyed that episode a lot. Like the past few ones, I feel like it's using some really cool references to literature and ideas that are outside of the show. But on top of that, I feel like it was a pretty cool episode right from the beginning. I really enjoyed the stuff with the Yoza and the whole like memory capture thing and how she escaped. But before we really talk about the episode, I kind of wanted to talk about the reference to, I think it was the some kind of martial arts style from India. You did a little bit of research on that, right?
It's not from India, but
No.
anyways, so Nakara, it has, well, I found two potential links that I want to talk about. The first is there's a culture called Kiribati, and one of their types of wrestling or dueling is called Nakara. And how this wrestling, it's basic, they call it wrestling, at least on Wikipedia. But I'll just read a little bit from this. The essence of Kiribati traditional martial arts is the magical power of the spirits of the ancestral warriors. I think that directly connects to,
The fight scene between Shade Haida and Nelson,
well,
right?
just the concept of like having the thing that the ancestral warriors, like all that knowledge is passed down, and that's like a very, essential concept in this culture, is that the fighting styles and the knowledge is passed down, and kept really kind of secretive, just like the flame. So that's kind of interesting. And then let's see, let me find the other part that I want to talk about. A common saying in Kiribati says that when fighting with a Nakara expert, never come in close contact with him. I thought that was really interesting because of, the two like major fight scenes we had, or wrestling matches really, in this episode, where we had Russell Haida. What are we calling him?
His name is Shade Haida, but I keep writing him in as Russell because like Russell's easier to write than Shade Haida.
Shadesel? I don't know. Anyway, whatever his name is now. Shady, yeah, exactly. His fight with Nelson, obviously he whooped Nelson so hard
with
one arm.
That was so cool. It was great to watch. I really enjoyed the way the actor played that.
The actor's really good. Like I didn't really think that much about that character because I didn't think it would be like super important at the beginning of this season.
Russell,
and then I saw someone comment somewhere that was like, that character's really awesome, and I'm like, or the actor's really awesome. I'm like, actually, yeah, he does a really good job of playing such a complex, multi-dimensional, weird character in the series.
Yeah,
I think he does a really good job. But the point is, Nelson, obviously, he tries to get in close contact with Russell Shade Haida during their fight scene, fails miserably, and then immediately after, they start colluding. What is closer contact than colluding, especially in time of war? Come on.
Yeah, it was almost like he didn't have a choice in it too, with the way
he was
played
like,
out.
Don't make me ask again.
I'll kill you if you don't work with me, basically. And that's similar almost to the way Indra kind of approached that Knight guy, the leader
Very
of Sangata crew. And she does not like Sangata crew. There was a line in there towards the end where she said something about saying they would follow.
They would be the first to follow Shade Haida, and the rest would kneel as well.
Yeah.
After that.
So Shade Haida's probably from Sangata crew, and
and I think like considering the characters that we've got, I would say Shade Haida and Indra are obviously like the most intense fighters, the ones who like on the what is it called? The place that they're in.
Sanctum?
Sanctum. I just had a blank.
That's okay.
On Sanctum, they're like the two most culturally like rounded characters. They have a lot of background knowledge, and specifically on fighting, obviously, because they like can whoop the crap out of everybody. Yes, so that was one of my references. I'll move on to the next now.
Mm-hmm.
And I found something talking about Naraka, which is a concept in Buddhism, which we talked about with Bardo in like was it two episodes ago?
Maybe last one actually was
episode?
Bardo. Welcome to Bardo, I think.
Within the last 2 episodes, I don't remember. But it seems like the writers are pulling a lot of inspiration from Buddhist ideologies.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let me just read the beginning of this Wikipedia. I know Wikipedia is not amazing, but it can help with stuff like this when I'm researching in like 2 minutes before this episode. Anyway, a being is born into Naraka, or into a Naraka as a direct result of its accumulated actions, karma, and resides there for a finite period of time until that karma has achieved its full result. I think this relates directly to Raven and Clark's scene, where Raven starts crying and she's like, it's all karma, blah, blah, blah. And Clark's like, I don't believe in karma. And here's some really terrible music to like play behind. Did anyone else, the music in this episode was so distracting.
Yeah,
it's
comment
like,
below if you agree. I wasn't too distracted by it, but I just don't think I'm as like clued into music as you are. To me, I'm like more listening to the words that they're saying.
I was trying to pay attention to the words, but like the music was like a tiny bit too loud and a tiny bit too like, I don't know, it didn't feel very sincere with what was happening. Anyway.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy that scene that much either.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Raven, and I think Clark's pretty cool. She has her moments, but that scene just wasn't very.
Yeah.
enthralling.
But anyway, they were talking about karma, and they were in a place that was obviously like sort of hellish. Oh, that was something I wanted to talk about.
Underground, frozen, but like also warm once they get underground. It kind of invoked that same kind of imagery. I did like how it felt a lot like the Aliens movies with the face huggers and the acid on the walls. That was a nice little reference. But they played it. They made it different enough that I didn't feel like it was just like a cheap knockoff.
Yeah. Well, there is like the two kind of types of Narakas. There's like a cold Naraka and a hot Naraka. So obviously they were kind of in both actually.
Mm-hmm.
They started in a cold one and then moved into a the inside of something.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I just like to look into like kind of the background story of why they choose titles and, you know, concepts in the show.
It must have a lot to do with the Second Dawn, because the Second Dawn were the people who labeled these planets with these names. So maybe we're about to learn more about them and the exact beliefs and how that may relate to these planets. They may actually start to tie all those planets together soon, and I would love for them to do it in the show and to see if what we're thinking actually lines up with it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's just going to be like a secret, just, you know, connection of ideas that people can theorize about behind the show. But yeah, we don't know. We still got a lot of episodes left. I think 11 more. I'm really excited for each one because we've been getting some good stuff.
Yeah. I felt this episode was like a little bit slow, but it also was kind of needed because I think the last episode was pretty intense.
Lots of information, almost too much information in this one. This one was, it was more like setting up the future.
Exposition, it was nice.
We got to meet Maddie's future love interest.
Yeah. And he was a null, just like her.
Well, yeah.
I mean, kind of, right?
Kind of. I think what I got from him being a null is that he is outside of their culture and really hasn't interacted with them at all. So he doesn't know her as a commander. He just knows her as like a earthling, somebody who's seen some things that he hasn't seen before. But you know, there was that anomaly stone there, so that's how they were able to travel around, and maybe other people from the children of Gabriel will be able to enlighten them about some interactions, the anomaly. Who else is there? There was somebody else that I thought might be able to help them piece it together other than the children of Gabriel. It wouldn't be the prisoners. It would be the loyal people. We got this father, Jerry. I love that. That was great. The whole scene with him and Murphy, because you know that's not his last scene. Jerry's gonna do something pretty cool for Murphy.
Murphy owes him a drink.
I think he'll be one of the faithful that actually doesn't go crazy when they find out that Russell is gone. I'm not even sure if Russell's completely gone. I think he could be like hidden inside the mine, but
I feel like now is not the time for them to walk back
yeah.
that particular part, because like I think that would need like an entire episode to itself.
Yeah. Actually,
I'm not sure they really have time to deal with that.
Clark only survived because she had that thing in her head from, I think, the City of Light. She had some stuff left in her head. So actually, no, I take that back. Russell's gone. Russell's definitely probably gone.
Nice.
But I think some of the faithful will actually side with the one crew people. I don't think it's going to be 100% of them against all of the people on one crew. And that's going to be mostly in part to Indra and her relationship with Murphy and Amori and just kind of the goodwill that they've been trying to build up over the past few episodes. So yeah, there's a lot of exciting things I think coming in the near future. We got some cool information about Bardo. The surface is survivable, just not for very long.
To an extent.
Yeah, I mean they're not going there this next episode, but they kind of have to go to the surface after talking about it that much and saying, yeah, you can go there. You just, not for very long.
It's kind of like Mount Weather, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's probably going to be exactly the same.
Maybe there's some people living out there, actually, who didn't die, and they just think they're dead. And
maybe it's
they're
the
about
second
to relive
dawn living
that.
up there.
It's the third dawn.
The third, oh my god, yeah.
Who knows? It could go that way.
Speaking of second dawn, though, I mean, who saw it coming?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, I think
I think everyone saw it coming, yeah.
We saw the symbol and we were able to piece it all together. So that's cool. I'm glad that we had that.
It's exciting though.
That confirmation.
Finally, yeah.
We're not crazy.
I feel like it was kind of not forgotten, but like pushed way back burner, like 7 burners back on the stove, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now we know we're gonna get some more information. I think probably in the next episode. Maybe not in the next one. There may be some fighting they need to get through, and then we get more like exposition. It does seem like things are about to get pretty tense between the prisoners, with Hatch's wife. What she said about wanting to kill Raven. It seems like she's out for blood.
Yeah. That's not that surprising to me.
Yeah.
She likes chaos, right?
Makes sense. Yeah, she wasn't just gonna like grieve and move on. No, she's probably gonna go kill a lot of people, Dioza style. I do like that line where Murphy referenced Dioza and being like, and we thought Dioza was crazy, and then she goes, bites some dude's neck out and like pulls his eye out. I think that like literally was right after he said that.
I think so. And also like she threw that knife at Hope.
Oh right, yeah, that was close.
Honestly, that was crazy, but also like how did Hope not even like react?
She's just like,
she was like, Mom? I'm like, what? No, I don't know, man. I don't know if I could react that calmly too.
She's lucky.
You know, she was very lucky.
Dioza should like, based on how quickly she killed everyone else. I guess she's also another Nakara type expert in this one. Everybody she came in close contact with is like obliterated, just dead. It's until she just stumbled upon Hope and Gabriel and Echo. Something tells me that's too convenient, and maybe we shouldn't be trusting Levitt as much as I want to. I did enjoy that line where he said, you know, just punch me and leave. And
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it seems like they had a lot of extra time too, to get all that stuff done. So I don't know.
It does feel more just too convenient to be true.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you've got thoughts on that. Like I was saying earlier, please let us know in the comments below. We got a lot of I forget what they call it, but the other language. You enjoyed when they said Sunapyo at the beginning. Russell.
I just love the language. Like if they did I think whoever came up with the language, because I know they have language creators, did such a good job of making it kind of like, I don't know, it almost reminds me of like ASL and the way the sentence structure works, and then sort of like, I don't know how to describe it, just like how normal people would talk.
Yeah, I feel like they played around
but
with it
also
a lot.
like pulls from like kind of like interesting metaphors, and I don't know, it's just cool.
Yeah.
I really enjoy listening to it.
I feel like we're gonna start talking like that soon. You're gonna
Definitely not, but
Maybe.
But I just think
Why not?
it's fun to listen to, and yeah.
It'd be a cool way to communicate with each other. I'm just saying. Jordan was really excited to see an alien. I liked Miller's lines about that. I thought he had some pretty funny one-liners. I've always liked Miller. I think they write his character really well. He's kind of like a Murphy, but like, you know, more of a combat-focused Murphy. What else did we like in this episode? Nyla had a pretty cool line at the beginning about the planet being pretty cool. I thought that was fun.
It's pretty cool.
It's a little too cheesy for some people, but I enjoyed
She's like,
it.
how do I fit in? How do I be cool?
I want to be like Miller and Murphy and
It's
all
like,
those funny people.
Come on, Nyla. I don't know. She's so flat. Like, how did she even get in that group? That's my question.
She's just been around
She's just
a
been
really
around
long time
forever.
in this show, because I think...
Can we, like, spice her up a little bit? Like,
she may have been in, like, season 3. I think she was pretty
she's
early
been around
on.
for a long time, but, like,
yeah.
just, I don't know. They keep bringing her back, but not really giving her, like, that amazing of things to do or say or,
yeah.
you know.
Hope, I feel like, has had twice as much
Oh,
screen
Hope's
time.
way more not screen time, but she's just way
cool.
more interesting too as a character. Like, I would actually want to talk to her, whereas Nyla, I feel like I'd walk past her on the street and be like, oh, I don't know.
Did you catch what happened to the guy with the scar on his chest? Did he not die, or did Diyoza take him out?
Oh yeah, she definitely killed him.
Alright.
She like hit him, and she's like, that's the 3rd time or something.
Yeah.
And then she like killed the other 2 guys, and then turned back around and stabbed him. And she's like, actually, let's count that as the 3rd time. But I was kind of confused what she's talking about 3rd time.
Yeah, at that point,
because she attacked him twice already. That must have been what happened, right?
I thought he pushed her, and then so he probably pushed her again at the very end.
So that
or
was
something.
like the 3rd time.
Yeah.
You get 3 chances, kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah. It was a fun little way to make her seem, you know, as cool as she is.
Dioza's scary, man. I'm not gonna want to come across her in a dark alleyway. Let's just put it that way.
At least she's an ally
Or
of
a lit
our
alleyway.
friends. Like, she definitely likes or lit alleyway. She definitely likes Octavia. She felt for her when she lost Bellamy, which is nice to see. She's actually got somebody in the main cast that she's really like grown attached to and sees like family, and I'm glad Octavia's got that too. It's nice that they gave her some people who actually like her.
Yeah, it's cool. I know Octavia's outfit this episode was all white, and everyone else was wearing very, very dark clothes. I'm just like, what does that mean? Like, traditionally, you know, that means like a savior type of person. So.
But they've used a lot of Eastern like references with the Hindu
that's
or
true.
I think it's Buddhism last week in Bardo, and I'm not really sure where Nakara was. You're saying something earlier that began with an S, but I'm not sure where exactly that is. But I think it's Eastern in origin. There was a cool little chess reference. I liked how Russell was a big fan of chess, and I feel like there may have been a few characters in the show that liked chess. I remember something about Clark playing chess with Jaha's son. I think his name was Wells. At the very beginning, and it may have been like something that her father enjoyed doing. I don't know who else had it, but it does seem like it's a reoccurring theme, and it was cool to see him say something about the queen. We got to take out the queen. Like, I think that means Indra, right? I think you're saying Indra's the queen at this point in time. She's like the most powerful
didn't it cut
piece
straight
on the board.
to Clark?
It could be, but my whole thing is Indra's a really confident fighter, and in chess, the queen is like the most confident fighter. So the king, like he sees himself as the king, and her as the enemy queen that is like a giant threat, but he can outmaneuver if he uses the right pawns in the right place. So. Interesting to see how that will play out, but I think Indra's going to come out on top. I'll be so sad if she loses to him, but I guess based on what we saw, he's got the combat efficiency to or training to take her on at least. Trying to remember what else we liked from this episode. I'm getting close to the end here on my notes. Yeah, we liked Indra stepping up to the leadership role. I don't think we liked the line Amori had about, like, because you don't want it. you're the best leader.
Yeah, it's
This
sort
is
of
too much.
tropey.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, yeah, I mean, yeah, but also, like, we could probably come up with a better way to say that.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't a huge fan of, I don't know, I feel like they used Matt, they just brought her back in to do, like, a little bit, Maddie,
Mhm.
and then we're like, okay, bye.
Yeah, we'd rather
Which is
have
fine.
other people do this.
But, like, why even have her come in? Because basically,
Yeah.
we got to we showed her being a kid for, like, 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And then panic attack, and she ran away. So it's like, we're probably not even going to see her for like 3 more episodes or something.
She was probably there to show that she's torn between this like new life, and we're just starting to see little bits of that new life, and going back to helping her old friends. But we also saw Jackson, and is pretty knowledgeable and pretty willing to take a risk to help her out. He sees her like family now, just like he saw Abby as family. I think because Abby's was connected to Maddie, that he feels that kind of family bond with her. And,
Yeah.
In a weird way, so does Murphy. And I don't know. He kind of, even though he's a bit of a cockroach, he does feel a lot for the people around him these days.
I think Murphy kind of feels like his and a lot of the 100 kids, like their childhood was kind of stolen from them because they were literally, like, not even just being sent to Earth to see if it was habitable, but like even before that, because a lot of them had been in some kind of prison for quite some time before. I don't remember what Murphy's backstory was, but I would imagine he was in there for a little while.
I think they all had to kind of grow up pretty quickly, or like go into like a prison for disciplinary actions.
Right.
Just keep
So
the thing going.
But the
whole
point is
system
like
going.
Murphy feels for for children. He wants them to not have to be adults. So, or like in the last episode, he saved like a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
And then this episode, he's like, you can't do that to Maddie. She's just a kid. Like, she's having a panic attack. He's chill and not, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, agreed. I don't really see anything else I want to highlight here. Is there anything you want to add before we wrap this up?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, Murphy had a great line towards the end. Like, he says, "Can we watch?" Andrew says, "No." He's like, "I'm gonna watch." Stop me.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll wrap this up here. Yeah, we'll see you around for next week's one.